What a crazy week it has been in the stock market. First 3 days of trading this week, the Dow was down 2,000 points. This morning, S&P futures were down 2.5%, and now they are only down about 0.80%. Some people are saying that the coronavirus is going to get worse and worse, that we're going to end up in a recession because, the economy is going to go down because of the impact of this. Other people are saying that people are just scared and that you should start loading up now. I made my opinions on this exact topic on Monday. I will link the video below. My goal with this video right now is to show you guys what I am buying today and what I will be looking at going into March. So let's get into it. I thought that it would be easier for this video if I just did a screen recording to show you what I'm in now, what I am looking at, and some certain price levels of some companies that I would start buying in at. Now, there are 9 companies that I'm really looking at right now. There are a ton of other companies that I like out there, but I still don't think some of those companies are appropriately valued. The companies I'm looking at right now are Revolve, Carnival Cruise Lines, Skyworks Solutions, Wynn Resorts, Facebook, Disney, iRobot, Foot Locker, and Merck. So now I want to go over what positions I actually took today and what my plans are. What I took today is on a company called Boeing. All of you probably know about Boeing. You can see right now, I took a small position of only 11 shares. We're actually up pretty huge, like about 6% and $113. Now, what was my reasoning for taking a position on Boeing? So this was the first time technically that we have seen Boeing this low in a very long time. Earlier this morning when I bought it, we were at $285. It actually sold off to $282. But the key thing that I'm looking at here is that on the weekly chart, we were down at this 200 SMA, and this is a huge level for Boeing to hold at. The plan was, and still is, that I wanted Boeing to continue to sell off. I wanted Boeing to continue to fall because I wanted to build this out into a huge position. Now, if you have taken my intro to the stock market course, which I will link below, it's 100% free. You will know that I like to build out positions within usually 3 buys. So say I wanted to make Boeing a $10,000 position in my portfolio, I would take my initial buy of about $2,500 to $3,000. Then I would take a second buy of about $3,000. And then if it continues to sell off and nothing is wrong fundamentally, I take a third position of $4,000 to get to the full $10,000. This gives me the best risk versus reward. And I've seen before, with something like mRNA that I just sold yesterday, I bought pretty low and I was hoping that it would continue to sell off back in the summer, and it didn't. It just kept ripping and ripping and ripping. And I just sold yesterday for 110% gains, which is amazing, but it was only on the small beginner position that I took because I didn't have a chance to actually build the position out, because as soon as I bought it, it just started ripping. But with Boeing, technically, we are at a very strong level. Now, let's look at this from a fundamental standpoint, because I hope it keeps selling off. I would like to build this out to a long position. If you're somebody who's buying in Boeing, I would personally expect it, especially if the market keeps dragging it down, for it to go lower and lower. I love this company. I am worried about their future, which is why I didn't go in extremely heavy right now. I wouldn't say that this is something like GE where you're banking on the company to rebrand and fix itself. This is definitely like a revival play. Boeing has taken a huge hit, just in the past 2 years off of all these problems with the China trade war, with all these tariffs, now with the 737 MAX problems, now they're getting a new CEO. There's a lot of things going on with this company. So I hope it continues to sell off. Honestly, if it keeps moving up, I'll probably get out. I will probably sell because I'd rather take the short-term profits now in hopes of it selling off, because I don't really want to just hold, $2,500 worth of Boeing for the next 7 months to, 2 years. That just doesn't really make sense to me. The company that I took a position in is a company called AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. You guys probably all know about them. Now, this is another upsetting situation. I might actually end up selling it tomorrow because since I bought it, it's bounced 6% this morning, and I'm only in for 101 shares, which is like $4,000. I wanted to build this into a full $10,000 position in my portfolio. Technically, we sold off, Jesus, what? From highs most recently, like a week ago, 27%. And we were holding down on this 100 SMA. I thought, maybe it'll bounce. Hopefully it'll break through the SMA, go down to this 200 SMA. And that is where I would really start loading up on AMD. Now, from a fundamental standpoint, this is a growth stock. So of course, this PE ratio is insanely high. If we take a look at the balance sheet, you can see that over the years, it is getting a lot better just from total assets to total liabilities. Back 4 years ago, we had a 1-to-1 ratio. Now we have a 2-to-1 ratio, which in my opinion matches something that I would go long in. If we take a look at the income statement, we can see that every single year we have gotten an increase of revenue, which is what I always look for. We can also see that they went from 4 years ago operating at a net loss to the past 2 full years operating at a net gain. And actually what is something I really like is that since they've become a positive cash flowing company, you can see that the past 2 years, their net income has actually been going up, which is something that I preach all the time, especially in all of my courses, about how not only do I want to see a company generating more revenue every single year, but I also want to see a company holding on to more profits every single year. So the plan currently with AMD is I'm up like 6.5%. I might just hold it, treat it as a trade. Maybe if the market pushes up again tomorrow, I'll sell out for a $300 to $500 profit. We'll see what ends up happening. If not, if it does sell off tomorrow, big deal. Hopefully it sells off even more down to like $36, $35, and I'll just back the truck up on the stock and load up on shares. The next company that I bought into was actually yesterday after the bell. I made a whole video about it, and that is the Walt Disney Company. Currently, we're only in for 20 shares. We're only down $27, and I'm not going to do a full breakdown right now on why I went into it because I did an entire video yesterday on Bob Iger and why I am still buying Disney stock. I will put that down below. But if we just take a quick look at the Walt Disney Company, we can see that there's a very attractive PE ratio of about 21. We obviously see that they have a nice dividend of 1.43%. And overall, fundamentally, this company has a great balance sheet and great income statements. Now, of course, they are being affected right now by their Shanghai and Hong Kong locations being shut down, as well as Bob Chapek becoming the new CEO. But to watch my entire thoughts and thesis on the Walt Disney Company, click the link below. That I purchased today was Facebook. Now, like I said before, it was only a very, very small position of 15 shares. We've seen a pretty nice bounce here, and there's a couple reasons why I took this trade. Number one, in my opinion, it has a pretty low impact from the coronavirus. Because think about it, they don't really sell a ton of goods that are not a digital product. If more people are staying inside to not be affected by the coronavirus, you know that they're going to spend a lot more time on Facebook and Instagram. I still feel that social media marketing and social media ads are extremely undervalued, and that more and more companies will be moving away from the classic, billboard and TV commercials and putting more marketing dollars into Facebook and Instagram advertising. As well, technically, we are on this 50-day SMA on the weekly chart, which is a pretty strong support. And if we go to the daily, we are actually on this 200 SMA. I want to see this hold. If it does break, I will probably not average down until we hit about $172. We can see here that Facebook has a pretty fair PE ratio of 32.40. They are currently not offering a dividend. If we take a look at the balance sheet, we can see more cash year over year that is being held in the company, which is great because that means they have a ton of money to not only, hold through a recession, but also to maybe do some acquisitions. The other thing that I really like is looking at the total assets versus total liabilities, and this is a great ratio to have. Taking a quick look at the income statement, we can obviously see a huge income growth year over year. Another thing that I like to see is we can see growing net income, except for 2018 to 2019, but I'm not too worried because it's not like it was an extremely substantial drop of like 30 or 40% in net income. Now, what would worry me a little bit is if the net income went down, but the revenues also went down. And so those are the companies that I currently bought today. I will go over in a later video the other companies I talked about earlier and about where my price ranges are for them, where I think that they are appropriately valued at and what prices I would be buying shares at. Let me know what you guys are currently holding, what you're looking at. Comment down below, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so much. We just hit 640 subscribers. I've only been doing this for about 3 months, so I want to thank you guys so much. If you want to be part of my private stock market membership group, you get access to all of the courses that I have already created and any course that I create in the future. You also get access to our private Discord where I go over every single trade that I'm taking. I actually put all of these plays out before the bell this morning, so you would have had access to them already. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you're all having a good day, and until next time, I'll see you.